So one of the most prolific and evasive killers have recently admitted to their crimes. In one of the most hard-to-stomach court hearings, the crimes of former police officer Joseph James DeAngelo were described in detail. In response to these horrific crimes, DeAngelo would calmly say, "I admit." Now, 2020 has proven to be a bad year for serial killers. Earlier this year, notorious killer, the Grim Sleeper, died in his prison cell. It would seem as if Joseph James DeAngelo will face a similar fate, considering the fact that he's already 74 years old. The two killers have more in common, but we'll get into that later. We must first look at DeAngelo and his crimes and allow the listener to understand what made the Golden State Killer's crimes extra terrifying. DeAngelo operated out of California between the years of 1974 and 1986. In total, he is connected to at least 13 murders, 50 rapes, and 120 burglaries. During his 12-year reign of terror, his crimes progressed. Earlier in his criminal career, he was known as the Vasily Ransacker. As the Ransacker, his MO included breaking into homes, stealing items of sentimental value, and often moving things out of their original places. The Ransacker had a special interest in school rings, coins, and women's underwear. In one of his strangest incidents, a woman returned home to find her underwear placed in a line from her dresser drawer to the front door. Now take a second to think about that. Think about coming home to find a line of your underwear leading from your dresser to the front door. What would you think? The Ransacker's crimes were mental as well as physical. He was showing his victims that no place was safe. His psychological games as well as his crimes would go from bad to worse as he graduated from the Ransacker to the East Area Rapist. As the East Area Rapist, DeAngelo would break into homes and rape women while they were in bed. DeAngelo will often find multiple areas of entrance and make your home his home. During the rapes, he make food in the person's kitchen. He drink beers, eat ice cream, and often rape the person on multiple occasions. At first, he raped women who were alone, but he'd ultimately graduate to couples, and again his name would change. He went from rape to rape and murder. He'd be known now by the Golden State Killer and the original Night Stalker. As the Golden State Killer, DeAngelo was known for breaking into homes while couples slept. He'd make the woman tie up the men and then rape the woman. Again, DeAngelo was extra terrifying because he executed these crimes with precision. He'd stake out into the home when everyone was out, unlock windows, hide his tools, disable firearms, and then break in while you was asleep. His intel was perfect. He'd watch his victim, make random calls just to figure out your house patterns, and then once he gathered this information, he'd strike. Eventually, DeAngelo would be tracked down using online DNA. After gathering DNA from a rape kit, police enforcement agencies would access an online DNA database and compare it to the DNA left at a past crime scene. Eventually, a match was found with one of DeAngelo's great cousins. The FBI would then construct a family tree, which eventually led to DeAngelo. As mentioned earlier, the Grim Sleeper was also found in a similar fashion when DNA from a family member was used to identify Lonnie Franklin Jr. Many people claim that using DNA in this manner is an infringement on people's privacy. They argue that innocent people's DNA shouldn't be analyzed. Law enforcement agencies believe that the technology should, however, be used to solve certain crimes. But how do you stand on this topic? In any event, the Golden State Killer's chapter has ended and his surviving victims can make peace. Now, thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think about law enforcement agencies. Should they be able to look at people's DNA in order to solve crimes, even if that person DNA that they're looking at had nothing to do with the crime? Drop y'all comments below.